I don't really know about the rounds. Like me, I just want to like put on a great show. You know what I mean? Once I put on a great performance, I feel as though I'm good. I don't care about like if I get the knockout or not. But if I get the knockout, it's lit. I'm just here for put on a great show. Make sure it's a great event. Come March the 1st, make sure everybody in the building is satisfied.
Gervonta Tank Davis remains unfazed by Lamont Roach's latest training footage, showing complete confidence in his abilities. While many expect another knockout victory from Davis, he isn't fixated on how the fight ends. Instead, his main focus is on delivering an electrifying performance for the fans, whether they're in the arena or watching from home. Davis acknowledges that knockouts excite the crowd and enhance a fighter's reputation, but for him, it's about demonstrating skill, control, and dominance in the ring. If a knockout happens, it's simply a bonus. His ultimate goal is to prove once again why he is considered one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport.
I think everything is underrated. I don't think people really believe I have good skills. I think they believe I have power. But I would say my footwork. Yeah, I got pretty decent footwork. My hand speed too. No, my placement of my punching. That's what people sleep on. They think it's just power, but it's accuracy. For real. What it's gonna take, just be better than him that night. 36 minutes, I gotta be better than him. Only 36 minutes. Watch my fight against Lamont Roach on PBV.
One of the biggest misconceptions about Davis is that he's solely a power puncher. While his knockout record speaks for itself, he believes his overall boxing skills are underrated. He highlights his footwork, hand speed, and precise punch placement as the real keys to his success. Many opponents assume his victories come purely from power, but what truly sets Davis apart is his accuracy. His ability to land clean, effective shots makes him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. Davis knows that boxing is about adjustments, and for 36 minutes his only task is to be better than Roach. He trusts in his preparation and ability to adapt, urging fans to tune in on fight night to witness his skill set. Whether he wins by knockout or decision, he is determined to make a statement. Lamont Roach's journey to facing Gervonta Tank Davis has been one of resilience, hard work, and redemption. His career has been shaped by challenges that tested his will but ultimately made him stronger, preparing him for the biggest fight of his life.
Let me down, you know what I'm saying? We failed as a team, and it ain't going to define us or stop our journey, you know what I'm saying? We will get back here, and next time we will win it.
After I got up off my ass and was like, all right, this ain't where you supposed to be. Let's go show them. Let's go show them where you supposed to be at. I got my tool bag and I went to work.
It wasn't a loss, it was a lesson. It was a big lesson that we learned and took from it. It made him a much better fighter.
At one point, Roach suffered a devastating loss that left him mentally and emotionally drained. It was a defining moment, one that tested his spirit as a fighter. Walking back to the locker room, he felt the weight of disappointment. But his team reminded him that losses don't define careers. How a fighter responds to them does. Instead of letting the setback break him, Roach used it as motivation.
Tank is a tremendous fighter. Tank has tremendous power. Tank has tremendous speed, agility, whatever the case may be. But little do everyone knows that I do too.
Let them keep talking. Just let them keep talking, man. We working. World champion for a reason.
They gonna see. I don't give a fuck about what y'all gotta say. That's why I'm here, right here, in this position right now. That's why I'm going to be on top of the boxing world. That's why I'm going to spoil whatever y'all think going to happen.
Determined to prove he belonged among the best, Roach dedicated himself to relentless training. Rather than seeing his defeat as a failure, he treated it as a lesson that would shape him into a better fighter. After 4 years of grinding, he earned another shot at a world title against Hector Luis Garcia. Once again, he was the underdog, with many doubting his ability to win, but Roach silenced his critics, capturing the WBA junior lightweight title in one of the proudest moments of his career. The feeling of redemption was overwhelming. He had worked tirelessly, sacrificed everything, and finally reached the top. Now, as he prepares to face Gervonta Davis, Roach is embracing the challenge. He acknowledges Tank's incredible power, speed, and agility, but refuses to be intimidated. He believes he possesses the same attributes and is ready to prove it. Roach is fully focused on shocking the world on March 1st by defeating one of boxing's most feared fighters.
Lamont's still gonna be tough. Tough for Tank. I feel like Lamont is gonna show us who Lamont is, but it's gonna unfold later in the fight, like around between 8 to 10. And I think Lamont get hurt to the body, and then Tank finish up top and stop him like in the 10th round. I think that because I think Lamont is crazy enough to trade with Tank. I think he's smart enough to be in there with him, and his style is more, more suited for a Tank because it's a tight style. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying. I gotta stand up. Tank. If you watch Tank, right? Tank make them little short movements and make little explosive moves where he might pull something right for a quick second.
Trainer Greg Hackett has issued a warning to Gervonta Davis ahead of his fight with Lamont Roach, emphasizing that this won't be an easy matchup. While Davis is the clear favorite, Hackett believes Roach has the skills to make the fight competitive, especially in the early and middle rounds. Hackett predicts that Roach will be a tough challenge for Davis, particularly in the first half of the fight. He expects Roach to be strategic, using a tight defensive style to avoid Tank's knockout shots. Unlike some of Tank's previous opponents, Roach may be willing to trade punches in close exchanges while maintaining his defense. This could create moments where Roach lands quick hooks or uppercuts when Davis opens up for a big shot.
Trying to dump a big shot. I'm talking about the knockout punches. Lamont style is here. It's a tighter style. When Tank go to open up, I think Lamont can land little hooks, little right uppercuts, little shit like that. That'll make it a good fight. So with that being said, Tank gonna have to be careful. But I think it's gonna make Tank smarter because he gotta go in there and use his skills. I see them going back and forth for about 6 rounds. And then, you know what I mean? I think Tank can start taking over a little bit, but then hurt him, like I said, with a body shot in the 8th, 9th, stop him in the 10th. I just think it'll go that way. I have no disrespect to Lamont. I like Lamont, but I just think the moment, I think the pressure, I think all of that on top, man, it's going to be a little bit too much. Not too much like he can't handle it, but we got to be honest, he's never been here. He's been there in title fights. He's never been here. It's a little different. You know what I mean?
The criticism that this fight has faced since the rumor started and then since the announcement.
Hackett anticipates that the fight will start with both fighters having success, possibly going back and forth for the first 6 rounds. However, as the fight moves into the later rounds, he believes Davis's power and experience will start to take over. He predicts that Tank will begin to wear Roach down with body shots around the 8th or 9th round, setting up a stoppage in the 10th. One key factor Hackett highlights is the pressure of the moment. While Roach has fought in big fights before, facing a superstar like Davis under the brightest lights is a different experience. Although Roach may handle it well initially, the relentless nature of a fight against Tank could become overwhelming as the rounds progress. Ultimately, Hackett respects Roach's abilities, but believes Davis's power, experience, and adaptability will lead him to victory. However, he warns that Tank must be cautious early on, as Roach has the skills to make things difficult before Davis takes control.
People have been talking about, Tank saying that he wants to retire, get himself mentally right. I mean, what went through your mind when you heard that? Because you know, some people can say, oh, if you win, it's an excuse. He wasn't right in the head or whatever. And at the end of the day, I mean, they might try to discredit you. Is that a concern for you, or is just, you know, just
Hell nah.
you're gonna show it off anyway?
Hell nah, it ain't no concern for me. Shit, I'm doing what I gotta do. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're preparing for the best time.
You have to.
That is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to. So, and if we don't, then we'll be doing ourselves. I'll be doing myself a disservice. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what I don't. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. I don't care what anybody else say. At the end of the day, it's me and him in the ring. It's me and him competing against each other. So, whether like, you know what I'm saying, if I'm the best man that night, I'm gonna be the best man that night. So no excuses, nothing else. So yeah, for sure. And then, like, as far as him making those remarks, he might really do feel that way though. You know what I'm saying? Like, people look at boxers and forget that we real people, like regular people.
Gervonta Davis is
putting on a
focused
show for the
delivering an
fans and making
outstanding
sure the event is
performance rather
exciting
than
for
stressing
everyone
over how
watching.
the fight
He
ends.
acknowledges that
While
knockouts
many
are
expect
thrilling,
another
but for him,
knockout,
most
he is
important
more
thing is
concerned
showcasing
with
his
putting
full
on a
skill
show
set.
and
People
proving
often
his
talk about his
all-round
power,
boxing ability.
but he believes his
He
overall is
understands that
underrated.
knockouts
His
excite
footwork,
fans,
speed,
but he wants to
and
showcase
precision
his
are
full
just
skill
as
set.
important as his knockout
Davis
ability.
feels that
Knows
people
being
often overlook
accurate
his
with his
footwork,
punches is
hand
what
speed,
truly
and
makes him
precision,
dangerous,
focusing
not just his
only on his
strength.
knockout power. He believes it's his accuracy and ability to land clean shots that truly make him a dangerous opponent.
That's it. Especially the ones who don't know shit about boxing. It's okay. Like, other than that, you know, it is what it is. Like, and that's 99% of them. Like, I'm okay with people giving their boxing opinion or whatever the case may be, but then it's just like, all right, he's this, he's that, he's gonna, whatever. Like, all right, we'll see.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, you show it in the ring, and that's the easiest way to shut them all out and shut them down, is having you succeed.
Yeah, for sure.
Davis also knows that boxing is about making adjustments. For 12 rounds, his sole focus is being the superior fighter in every aspect. He trusts his training, experience, and adaptability, giving him confidence that he will emerge victorious no matter how the fight plays out. Whether it ends in a knockout or a dominant decision, Davis is determined to remind everyone why he is one of the best in the sport. Fans can expect an explosive and entertaining fight as he steps into the ring, ready to prove his greatness once again.
It ain't intimidating. It ain't. I'm here. This where I'm supposed. Like I said, this is where I'm supposed to be at. This is my time. This is my moment. Whatever it can be, and that's every time, not just now, but every time. So I'm used to it. I've been at this since I was 9. I've always been amongst the best. Since I've been a national champion my first time, I've always been amongst the best. Always been a national champion. 11 and 12. We got age groups, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Open, men's division. When as a youngin', like 17, I was being grown men. 17, washing them. I was on the USA team, man. International, medal international. I've been there. Professional, got signed to Golden Boy, straight out the professionals. No dissing to no local fighters or none of that, no local promoters, none of that. But I got signed to one of the best promotional companies as soon as I turned pro at 18.
Lamont Roach is confident as he prepares for this high-stakes fight. Facing elite opponents is nothing new to him, and he doesn't see stepping into the ring with Davis as an intimidating challenge. Instead, he views it as the next step in his journey. From his early days as a national champion to competing internationally with Team USA, Roach has consistently faced top-tier competition. Even as a teenager, he was fighting against experienced professionals. His signing with Golden Boy Promotions straight out of the amateurs was a testament to his skill and potential. Unlike many fighters who gradually build their careers through smaller promotions, Roach was immediately recognized as an elite talent. For Roach, this fight isn't just an opportunity, it's where he was always meant to be. He's not overwhelmed by the spotlight, he embraces it. He believes he has worked his entire life for this moment and is ready to prove he belongs among the best.
You know, big cars, Bernard Hopkins, Triple G, David Lemieux, Canelo, all that. I've been groomed to be right here.
And it's 20 years.
20 years.
20 years, and we got 1 draw and 1 loss on the record. It seems that it's becoming more and more common because I feel as though all these boxers are desperately trying to hold that 0.
Yeah.
But now the world with social media and everything involved and people getting more involved in boxing day by day, it seems like they're forcing the fights that are saying, well, you're going to go up against this guy. It's not just fighting just some random boxer anymore. So now you have that one loss on your record. Did that bother you? Does it bother you when you think about it, thinking like, damn, I got one?
It don't bother me now. It bothered me when it happened.
Roach takes pride in his journey as a professional boxer, turning pro at just 18. Unlike many fighters who take years to reach the big stage, he was immediately placed in major events. With 20 years in the sport, he has built an impressive record, with only 1 draw and 1 loss. He acknowledges that losses are becoming more common in boxing today, as fighters are being tested in tougher matchups. He believes modern boxing is about taking risks and proving yourself against top competition, rather than protecting an undefeated record. Now, as he faces Gervonta Davis, he sees it as another major test, one he is ready for.
He's a smart dude, bro, and he said you really should have waited.
No, you should have waited. You should have waited for a little bit more time. You stuck your head out there a little too soon.
And he was right. He was absolutely positively right.
Oh, let's have the cat. Down goes Mountain! Mamma mia!
And so now here we are, him fighting this cat Roach, and I'm like, isn't this dude like junior lightweight?
Super featherweight moving up.
Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith recently broke down what makes Gervonta Davis one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing. According to Smith, Davis's greatest strength is his precision. He doesn't just rely on raw power. He knows exactly where to place his punches for maximum impact. His ability to read opponents and deliver devastating blows with perfect timing makes him an efficient knockout artist.
That bothers me. The reason why that bothers me is because Gervonta is too great and too skilled to be fighting dudes smaller than him. Gervonta Davis can knock out welterweights. He probably could knock out a couple of middleweights. Why are you fighting somebody smaller? Only time I approve great champions fighting smaller guys is when you're not known for your power. You're basically using your superior skill set and showing against a smaller, quicker guy that skills don't dissipate.
Smith also raised concerns about Roach moving up in weight to challenge Davis. While 5 pounds may not seem like much, it can make a significant difference in boxing. Davis has knocked out full-fledged lightweights and even fighters at 140 pounds, making Roach's move up in weight even riskier.
That bothers me. The reason why that bothers me is because Gervonta is too great and too skilled to be fighting dudes smaller than him. Gervonta Davis can knock out welterweights. He probably could knock out a couple of middleweights. Why are you fighting somebody smaller? Only time I approve great champions fighting smaller guys is when you're not known for your power. You're basically using your superior skill set and showing against a smaller, quicker guy that skills don't dissipate.
That's all for today's update. Stay tuned for more coverage as we get closer to fight night.